This time, I'm not going to forget to start recording the VOD. That was pretty painful, I'm not gonna lie. Getting YouTube to get all that done, that was spicy. Now, the Ceramo United Worlds are currently on the verge of collapse. They're incredibly close right now. Unfortunately, we had 2 fleets up here get stack wiped, and the reason for that is because we just can't choose who they focus on, right? One thing I was thinking about doing was going into our ship designer, though, and going to our offsprings and setting up our offspring designs to be a little bit more on the long-ranged side. Now, these are only small for the Corvettes, but what kind of range can we get? 40, 40, 30, 50 for the advanced railguns. Well, for one thing, we've only got small railguns on here. We could have it be something kind of like this, and then we could have like an energy siphon for getting through the shields. Those are both 50 range. And then we can just tell this to, instead of swarming, just sit back at 50 range. Actually, the furthest we can get back is picket range, which is 30 range there. That does give us plus 25% evasion. But we're already pretty much capped on our evasion, right? Not quite. But we can definitely bump up to advanced afterburners. Apparently our offspring Corvettes haven't been updated in a while. Okay, well, we'll get those upgraded. That'll be fine. Yeah. There we go. So we'll get those going. I would like to get our offspring destroyers to definitely be longer range. Like artillery bow and gunship stern. So we'd be sitting at like, let's see, that's a range of 100. Highest range that we can get here is long range of 80, so anything of range 80 would be good. Plasma accelerators, if we want to get through armor and hull, that could be a thing. But I think that we'll just bring advanced railguns for that. And then there's proton launchers. We're going to need to be able to get through their shields, right? So, I mean, that's what the advanced railgun would do. And then to get through the armor, actually, proton launchers would be, in theory, fine, but we'd need to do something kind of like this. And then we would have this run some hyper shields and some neutronium armor. And we would put in possibly advanced afterburners, but I'm kind of leaning towards making them tankier with, like, shield capacitors. So something along the lines of that. Okay. And then we'll do the same thing for our offspring cruisers. We want these to be basically at, like, actually, that would be at 150 range. We could have these be hangars. That is a possibility. And then like, an artillery bow and a broadside stern. That's 75 range there. That's not amazing for the range, but it's the best we've got. We could put in, like, a phase disruptor back here. It's likely not going to get used very much. And then the advanced railgun up top, potentially. Or we could do proton launchers. I mean, in theory, we have other ships to take down their shields, right? And then this would sit back at 150 range, which is actually too far. We need to be back at, like, 80. And if that's the case, then we'll run an advanced railgun here. That's 75 range, that'll do. And then for our point defense, I mean, there's only so much point defense we can do here. And all we've got is basic strike craft, which I feel like aren't very good. Amoeba flagella are actually better. So we'll use the amoeba flagella. That'll be fine. I just want to get these guys back and a lot safer, because they're definitely overexposed right now. So we'll put dual shield capacitors on there as well. As far as the battleship goes, we want this guy to be like the spinal mount bow with a particle lance. And then we want to be running... We could do a hangar core, but I'm thinking an artillery core and an artillery stern. So we would run like dual advanced railguns and dual gamma lasers. Kind of like that. And this would be a range of 80 would be good. Then hyper shields and neutronium armor. Something kind of like that. We drop the afterburners and we put in shield capacitors. There we go. So that should keep our offspring class ships safer once we get transitioned over to those. Now, our Titan is currently set up with pure proton launchers, which is actually kind of hilarious. I kind of like that, although we drop this unit of shields and we do that. We don't need 3 regenerative hull tissue, I feel like. We're instead, and I would like to have this be like nanobot cloud for regen, and then dual shield capacitors here will probably work. Yeah. As far as range goes, this should definitely stay at, well, that's extreme range. That's 150 range. It should be at artillery range. Okay. So there we go. That's a bit of redesign there. Oh, yeah. I don't have the music going. There we go. Fantastic. So that is much better there. So we're going to have to do some rebuilding of our ships. We knew that that would happen, and we're pulling these guys back this direction to run away from this fleet for the time being. We do have a shipyard up over in Vadirian, so that gets us a reasonably close shipyard. We have these two fleets over here that we're going to attack this fleet with, if we can catch it, but I think we can. I'm a little concerned about our energy credit situation. There's no doubt about that. But we're going to attempt to replenish what we can. We've got a lot of fleet mess here. There's no doubt about that. So a lot of these guys right now are up over this way. We should have all of... Well, the blurb is over this way. Yeah. So we should have, like, all of these that are not one of our main fleets. Well, a lot of these are still missing. We'll get back to that. Now, keep in mind, we can white piece, or rather status quo piece, the Saramo anytime we want. And looking at this, the Lycian League are preparing to declare on us. We're well prepared for the Lycian League. The Silicron Savants are preparing to declare again. If they do, we definitely piece out the Saramo and focus on the Silicron Savants. 100%. But for now, let's go ahead and tick forward on fastest speed. And we're going to get these guys all grouped up over here. They're going to group up right here.
Our Void Hive is under attack.
Where? Talking about over here? I mean, I think that's fine. Yeah, so we're just backing off from over here right now. We need to back away from these fleets for the moment, and there are these guys over here, but I'm not that concerned about them right now. So, now that both of these fleets are here, we are going to head in over this way, but I want to check in on Offsprings here. So we do have an Offspring Destroyer, and we have 4 Offspring Corvettes. And this has 8 Offspring Corvettes. Okay, well, we'll head in over this way. We are, of course, going to need to attempt to intercept them, and we should, in theory, be fine. But I would like to start reinforcing some of these. Of course, we can't currently. We're a little bit low on resources. Okay. Alien megastructure. Sure. So these guys are definitely going to attack over this way, but the Saramo are teetering on the brink of collapse right now. That much is very obvious. So we're heading in over here. Where's this battle at? Ah, this is over here. That's fine. So we've got that all under control. And we take over Zipper. No problem.
Hostile swarm engaged.
We are now fighting these guys here, and our reinforcements are arriving imminently. There they are. We should win this unless we roll poorly on them attacking our Offspring Corvettes. But it looks like we're fine. Cool. So there's that eliminated. At this time, we're going to move up and take this starbase. We will continue to reinforce our fleets for right now. Now, this number is not accurate, I think. Let's see, we can definitely get a few more Offspring Corvettes in this. We'll take that up to like 15 and then 125. This Starfleet here is fine. And the 33rd definitely needs a few more Offspring Corvettes. And can we get any more Offspring battleships and cruisers? The answer is yes, and we definitely should. Up to like that. Okay, and then we've got potentially additional Starfleet here, but I'm not sure what that all boils down to. This fleet was one of our stack-wiped fleets, as is this one. So those fleets I'm going to just disband for the moment. There's nothing in them right now. So we'll get rid of those just to clean this up a little bit. Okay. Now, where is the 33rd at? That one's over here. The 4th is here. Right. The Glondis is down this way. Okay. So they are heading in to deal with this fleet, ideally. We'll see if they catch them. They don't have a leader. They should. We'll put this guy in, and both of these have leaders. Good. This up here we're going to have to ignore for the time being, but I do want to build a single menacing corvette over here. Okay. So how are we looking at this? Okay, that's not that bad. And these guys here are mostly all going to be combined together. So for now, that's okay. We need to take the Schmortis up over to Brocken. And then once it's done with that, we're going to head to Falmir. Okay. So we are attacking here. We take this starbase. No problem whatsoever there. Next, we're going to head to Elthene and take that one. We want to get these guys trapped in their capital. We lost a scientist, and that is in our physics. Okay, that's no real problem. We can go, none of these are good for a physicist, but I guess we'll put this guy in. That'll do. He's better than nothing. Okay, so these guys are going to grab this outpost. That is fine.
Planetary infestation begun.
We've landed over here. Now they're going to attack Skad. They're going to get that. That's okay. We have this menacing corvette here, and we're going to add in as many offspring corvettes as we can. Actually, we're going to go to 20. And then we're going to build roughly 1 trillion menacing corvettes here, and we will begin to reinforce that fleet. Okay. So these guys are going to hit Elthene. We want to get this area completely eliminated in terms of star bases and fleets. That is our current goal. We're going to continue chasing the burgeoning Corolla. Okay, there was a Leviathan there. So we can see that these guys are down over here right now. And we're currently fighting the orbital ring.
Our space hive is lost.
Yes, we're not surprised that they are attacking up over this way. That is completely expected.
Our hive is under attack.
Okay. So the orbital ring has fallen very quickly.
Enemy nest taken.
Okay, we need to head up over here and get this transport fleet out of here. For right now, all I'm going to do is jump drive it over to Fatis, just to get it away from this fleet. We don't want it to get caught. Cool.
Our construction
So
is
that's the
complete.
core fleet from Saramo dealt with. At this point, we're going to continue to head up over this way, and we're going to go take Saramo very soon.
Others seek our help.
Okay, so the Silicon Savants did declare on us. We're not surprised by this. A little disappointed, but we're not surprised by it. I'm just thinking here how we want to deal with it. So they're not going to attack us via this. They're definitely going to come up this way. They may have access through the Barkalid Republic. We should assume that they do. And of course, there's this gateway here. So they're going to have to go through Pesh. That is something that they can do. Of course, again, we're very unsurprised by this. We knew that they were planning to do this. I'm a little sad that they're doing it this soon, as opposed to waiting a little longer, because we just made peace with them. But fair enough. So for now, I think we're going to come over to Kithbalas. Well, actually, we need the Blarp to finish up over here. We need to finish up the Saramo. We're very close. So I think that's what we're going to do for now. We're going to take these guys down to Saramo. And we're just kind of pincering this army, or rather this fleet here. So that'll be fine. This is still a concern, of course. We're going to take these guys, and can we jump drive up to Vidirian? No. But we can jump drive to Kyu, and then from there go into Vidirian. And that's what we'll do with this fleet. And then these guys are going to head to Tuayama. This fleet is still heading to Brocken and Falmir. So for now, that's okay. These guys are in range to jump drive to Piscus, and we will definitely do that, and we will land on Beauty. Okay.
Our space hive is lost.
So we're going to head into Saramo here, and we shouldn't actually need 2 fleets for this, but that's okay. And yeah, they're going to attack us over this way. That is always going to be a thing. For now, we are definitely ignoring this. They have a long ways to go before they get to us. We need to deal with our energy credit issue. And to do that, we'll sell off a little bit of food, but we've been selling a lot of food lately, and that's not amazing in terms of how much we're getting from that. We can sell off some Zero, and that'll be okay. We're missing an offspring nest here, but we dealt with that. Cool. so we're going to take over Saramo. Now, we definitely don't need 3 fleets over this way. That's for sure. So we'll eliminate these guys, take out their station. Any moment now on that station. There we go. So that station is out of here. We're going to take these 2 fleets and send them up to Besnar. We may even jump drive them. Yes, we're going to jump drive them over. Actually, how long will it take them to get here? 66 and 72 days. That's not too bad. So we're going to head over. And this fleet is still chasing down these guys.
Technology conceived.
So that's okay. Okay, we got that done. We don't really need much here, but resources from jobs sounds good to me. We need to check in on how these guys over here are progressing. Okay, their fleets are moving out this way. It will still take them a long time to get all of this capped. We need to free up our resources over here.
Planetary infestation begun.
And we need to get the Saramo fully dealt with. That is our current top priority. We're going to eliminate this. There we go. And we're going to head down to Falmir. I'm going to group these together. They're already grouped. We're going to jump drive to Falmir. I want to get this done faster. So we're going to grab that. And then these guys are grouping up over here. Looks good. I want to check in on this Starfleet here. We will continue to reinforce it. As far as this over here goes, we are going to need to get units moving that way. That is for sure. But we'll get there in a moment.
Technology conceived.
Oh, these guys actually declared as well. I didn't notice that they were part of the Silicon Savants League. Okay. So that's fine. This fleet needs to go. I want you guys to grab this station on the way through. So we're going to fight these guys here. What is their strength? They are 21k. That should be fine.
Invade our nest.
Yeah, we should be absolutely fine here. This fleet dies. Cool. Next, I think that we take this fleet back to Beta Caeli and just have it park there. So we're going to jump drive over to Beta Caeli, like so. These guys need to get eliminated up here, but that will take a little bit of time. For now, we're interested in continuing to reinforce this fleet, but all of these need to be merged together. There we go.
Our hive is under attack.
Yes, we know that they're going to be attacking over here. I want to get this fleet moving down over this direction. So down towards Pesh. Now, the best way to do that would be to go to, like, Josk Fomat and then jump drive past all of this down to Tem if we can. We'll see how that goes. We're missing an offspring nest over here. Let's get that going. And battleship cost is better now. That's fantastic. We'll go for improved strike craft as well. And these guys are going to head in over this way. Okay. We can see that we are under attack over here. We should be able to hold this. Just to make sure, we'll go ahead and do our edicts. So we'll grab all of these guys. Cool. And head on in. Now they're going to attack our station here. They'll take a little bit of damage from the station, but not very much. Okay. Yeah, they invaded up over here. That's to be expected. These guys are going to continue to flee. Okay. These are now, the Schmortis is going to start heading over this direction and clean up this. There's not a lot to the Schmortis there. This is 24k strength. They probably can't actually do it. But we're going to move them into Saramor for right now. We'll get them reinforced eventually. Okay, so the Blarp here needs to continue to... Fleet is already at full strength. Oh, that's the Blarp. Right. We're going to move them into Josk Fomat. They're done for now. And they can start moving over this way. So that's good. As far as this battle goes, we should easily win this. Oh yeah. That's going extremely well. We're going to leave this fleet here just to bottleneck them. And that should be fine. We need to drop our edicts at this point. There we go. That was a little bit laggy, but seems fine. And then we're going to fight these guys. Get in here. Okay, don't, I guess. They went up to Veldun. So we're going to grab this then. That shouldn't be a problem. This area of the Ceramo is fully dealt with. We don't need to worry about anything down here unless there's a shipyard here. I don't know if that's actually a shipyard. But unless if there's a shipyard here or they retreat back to Ceramo, that is a possibility.
Technology conceived.
But for now, we don't need to worry about that directionality. Okay, we're going to grab these guys. Oh, they haven't finished this yet. For some reason, I was thinking they had finished this station. But no, they haven't. Okay. There we go. And I want to grab the 56th here and continue to reinforce them. There we go. So the 33rd and the 4th here, they're going to head up towards Skad. We need to get these fleets under control. And this is 1849. Okay. These guys are still in Fatus, by the way. They didn't actually make it out. Hilarious. So we do need to respond to this situation over here, right? That is definitely a thing that needs to happen. But we've got a little bit of time to do so. We're heading on up over this way. Eventually. And we've got one more starbase than we need. We can definitely upgrade our kinetic batteries are good. Mining subsidies would be good to unlock as well at this point. I think that we can downgrade this anchorage, probably. It doesn't seem necessary to me. Okay. Eventually, we'll jump up here. There we go. Cool. These guys need to head to Jaskvomont. And apparently they're not going to make it. Well, their jump drives are going to be done in a couple of days. So that will speed them up dramatically. At this point, yeah, that's extremely dramatically. We're going to group these together. And group these together. Cool. These guys are heading out over this way. That is to be expected. The 33rd and the 4th are going to head up into Skad, as they are. These guys aren't moving as quickly as I thought they would. That's good for us. That's very, very good. We're going to continue to reinforce this fleet, and these guys are going to make their way in. They will make it pretty quickly, so that'll be fine. We will eliminate this starbase, and then we'll head up over here. We need to take out their fleets. That is of utmost priority right now. Their fleets have to go. This guy here can jump drive over to here and land on Forever Spring. There we go. And these guys are bottled up for right now. We do need to get a fleet out over this way. And I'd love to get these guys jump drived over, but we need to get these guys merged first. That is the top priority at this moment. Okay, so the 33rd and the 4th are now going to move up over this way. We have to eliminate some of these fleets. So we're going to work on catching them and cutting off their reinforcement flow. Overall, this looks decent. I was hoping these guys would be merged by now, but here they come. Weren't they coming from the other direction? Is this different, guys? This might be different, guys. That's a possibility. So we will come on in over this way, merge them together, and now we can jump drive them over to Lake Quanaga. And then from there, they can go to Kithvilas. We'll let them jump drive. And they'll head on over shortly. The 33rd and the 4th require additional orders, and that will be to head up to Tiamat. I'm not sure where these guys are from, but we're going to send them to Kwanaga to group up with these guys. Okay, so 10 days there. We've got these guys bottlenecked. No problem there. How strong is Elnath? 18.8k? Okay. We probably can't go after any of these with the Schmortis just yet. But we can work on reinforcing the Schmortis. Energy credits will become a problem. Okay. They're attacking out over here, but again, they're moving quite slowly. I haven't seen them move into the Republic yet. I'm not sure if they have access through the Republic. We'll find out. We will find out. Okay, we'll group these guys together. They should be moved together pretty much immediately, but we're going to continue to move out over this way. Okay, we do see a fleet back over here. That's good. So the 33rd and the 4th is the ones that we need here. There's a lot of reinforcement fleets that we don't need to give orders to, but I want these guys to come in over here. I'd like these guys to split up, and it looks like they are. Cool. I didn't know that ships could make jumps between unconnected sectors, only once you have the jump drive technology. But yeah, that is something that can happen. So we're going to come in over here, and I think we catch one of these fleets separate from the others. Now, they did successfully invade here, but that doesn't matter right now. All we care about is catching their navies. That is the most important thing currently. So we catch this navy here, knock them out. Fantastic. Then we're going to take the 33rd and the 4th. Well, they're going to take back this outpost, I guess. But we're going to take the 33rd and the 4th.
Technology conceived.
And we're going to come chase these guys for the time being. Now, there are multiple up over this way as well. But we need to eliminate these fleets. That is our current top priority. Okay. Mineral purification plants have finished up. That's nice. And I think we'll take, at this point, like flak artillery. We'd like to clean some of those up. And I also think that we should head down over... there is a Lycian fleet over here. So they have connection all the way down here and access through here. Got it. So that's all Lycian over here. It's preventing them from attacking in Beta Caeli currently, but we'll have to do something about that. So for the time being, we'll move these guys over to here. And as far as these guys go, we can now see that they do definitely have access through the Republic. Good to know.
Our construction is complete.
But for now, this is reasonably okay. Of course, this is undefended up here, but that's fine. We're working on it. We're just pulled in a lot of directions at all times because the AI doesn't want to give us a moment's peace. Fair enough. So we're going to jump into Tuayama, and from there we're going to ideally go to Medgar. This fleet is lacking any offspring class. Okay, that is a problem for them. That is a big problem. We need to continue to reinforce. This fleet is not lacking offspring. What do we have here? And this now has offspring. Only the single offspring class, I think, though. Or no, it's because they're in the same system as these. Right. That's what it is. Okay, so if we fought both of these simultaneously, I think we'd run into issues. What are the guys in Parnassus doing? Are they just sitting here? Largely, yeah. So I'd like to go after the guys in Parnassus right now. We can see this fleet is moving out over this way, but that's okay. What we need right now, more than anything, is to stop the bleeding over here. And a couple more fleets over here that are ready to go. That's what we really need right now. So the Schmortis will head over this direction and take Lirum, but it's not really in a position to get any fleet reinforcement done. We don't have the minerals right now. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. These guys came in significantly before these guys. Okay, well, they're not going to engage just yet. There we go. Now we're solid. We've got the offspring here. So that's good. We'll be fine. We'll definitely win this. These guys need to be careful with that, though. That's for sure. So we'll get these guys eliminated, and of course we're heading over this way with the 56th Starfleet. Their jump drive will be regenerated in 60 days, and the plan there will be that that jump drive is used to come out over towards, like, Pesh. And we will continue to reinforce this fleet. That is vitally important. Okay. These guys out over here are definitely a bit of an issue for us, because we need to eliminate some of these forces first. We're going to head up over here and eliminate this fleet. The Saramo don't have much that they can do at this point for replenishment. They're basically out of the fight, but we need ships to clean them up right now. I really wish these guys had waited a little bit, like a couple of years. That would have been great. Unfortunately, they did not, so here we are. We're going to have that jump drive done in 20 days, and currently we can't quite make it to Roman, but we will very soon. We'll reinforce that fleet. We are going to be negative in energy credits soon, so we'll buy ourselves a little bit of time on that. Okay. I'm going to move these guys back, actually. We're going to hold here at this station.
Enemy nest taken.
Okay, so we've eliminated that fleet. I'm going to use... Let's see, this is only a 15k fleet. I'm going to take the 4th and send them to Medgar, and then the 33rd is going to go to Revak and clean those up. Then we can jump drive up here and eliminate this fleet. Then we can push into Pithora and have the Saramo completely obliterated. So we're going to take out this station. Any moment now. There we go. We're going to take out that station. We're now going to jump drive up to here. Well, actually, they're going into Tiamat. So we're going to jump drive to Tiamat. I want to continue to reinforce this fleet here.
Our construction is complete.
How are they doing in their push out over here? That's not too bad. They haven't gotten too far yet. We need an offspring nest here, but we are lacking in our alloys, or not our alloys, our minerals to build it. Where is it? Here it is. As soon as the month tick hits, we'll be able to build that, but we'll come back to that in a moment. So these guys are definitely going to get wrecked. If we can catch them, and we do. So that is perfect. No problem there. We can see that they did have forces get pushed back to Pithora. That was fully expected. The 33rd is going to hit Revak, and we'll be done here pretty soon. Now, the 33rd only has the one offspring, so we don't really want it to fight anything too major. But for now, that's fine. The Schmortis is chilling up over here, and that's mostly to block these guys off. Okay. The 33rd is now going to jump drive down over towards Piscus, which is a starbase. And once there, it will get reinforced, and then its job will be to take over this area. We do need to get these guys to invade over here, and we need to build here, but we can't do that currently. Okay. So these guys are heading towards Pesh. They're not there yet, but we need to take the 56th here, and we need to jump drive that into Pesh. Their strength is 31k. Our strength is plenty to deal with that, in theory. So we'll jump drive over to Pesh, and that should put a lid on this situation temporarily. At least until they get their fleet concentration here. But that will buy us some time, and we will enter orbit there. And we'll also continue to reinforce that. Okay, so the 33rd is getting reinforcement. That's fine. The 4th, at this point, pushes down towards Skad. Our main concern down here is that the Elysian League may get the Saramo shipyards back online for them. That's our main concern there. Now we can see that they don't actually have much for fleet strength out over this way. We can probably take this fleet from Beta Caeli and reinforce up here, because they may attack this, but I don't think they will. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. We need our offspring nest here. That is of vital importance. And we will continue to reinforce this fleet over here, but for now, it'll hold here, and the offspring outlook there means that we should be okay. So the 33rd is getting its reinforcements. And there we go. We took that over. Fantastic. Once again, we need an offspring nest over here. Not this one. We need the offspring nest here. There we go. Okay. Sounds good. So we can go ahead and upgrade this fleet as long as we're here. That'll be fine. We've got a lid on this situation for now. And then on this situation over here, that should be fine. We're eliminating this station as we speak. Beautiful. There we go. And now what we really want is to take out this fleet here. Can we get there in time? The answer is a definite maybe. They're going this direction. We can't jump drive currently. 85 days. If they're going this direction, then we're not going to get there. But I think we'll be okay. I mean, they'd have to go to Besnar, which should be fine. So I'm just keeping an eye on movements over here. We can leave these guys here so they can respond here or here. And that should be okay, I think. I hope. We do see another fleet pop up here. That was a fleet that we routed, and they're popping back over this way. So that's okay. These guys have finished their upgrade, and we want to continue to reinforce this fleet here. A leader here would probably be good too, just in case they actually attack us. Now, one thing we might want to do here is go in and attack these guys. We have only the 3 offspring corvettes. I think that's a bad idea. We're not going to do that right now. Okay. Why are you going? No, don't go back here. What are you doing? Why are you coming here? No, don't do that. Come back here. Take this over. What are you doing? I swear I did not order this fleet to go down here. Okay. Sounds good. These guys are continuing to reinforce. And we're currently paused, but they're now going to bounce right on back. Their jump drive is currently going to be available in about a month, so that's not bad. I'm wondering if these guys are continuing to head southward. They are. Okay, sounds good. We're going to take over this station. That will be no problem. The Lycians are over here. They're also here, which I don't like that they're here. I don't like that at all. Okay, so we've engaged up over... Not there. We've engaged up over here. And we're going to wipe this out pretty easily.
Our construction is complete.
No problem whatsoever there. What just came through over here? Nothing to be concerned about. Okay. We do want to eliminate this fleet. That's for sure. These guys are currently over heading this way. So the Schmortis could definitely attack over this way. These guys are 45k though. So the Schmortis should be the ones that actually hang out here, and we should have these guys jump drive to Luthea. From there, they can come into here and cut these guys off. Sounds good. These are going to jump drive down to Besnar, although if these guys are just chilling here, that would be fine. If they're going to head elsewhere, like head south, that's less fine. They're actually still embroiled in this battle, so that seems okay. Do you build specialized fleets to deal with Leviathans? In theory, yeah, but we haven't had to deal with a single Leviathan in this game, so there's that. We're going to get in here eventually. And we do have 11k alloys right now. I wish that spending the reinforce all button, or pressing that, would actually spend alloys. It's trying to only spend minerals right now. This is a bug that I really wish Paradox would fix. We've got plenty of every other resource, and a lot of these ships don't require minerals, but it doesn't actually do anything. Makes me very sad. Okay, so we managed to catch this fleet here. That's great. We're going to wipe them out. No problem whatsoever. Are these guys going to attack the Schmortis? They very well might. We could use more reinforcements in over here. This fleet is now strong enough that we can take the 33rd to go attack Ogma. Okay, there's all of this back under our control. But now we're going to head up to Farathon. And the Saramo are going to be nearly eliminated. Nearly. Are these guys going to attack? They're currently just sitting. The fleet interface has always been bugged. Yes, that is true, but it's more bugged when you're the Crisis. So we're going to attack Molseer here, and this is to cut them off from attacking the Saramo areas up this way. These guys are making their way up, and they'll eventually jump. Perfect. I still get the bug where when reinforcing it bugs out and makes like 50 single Corvette fleets. Yeah, that is honestly the worst. I hate that bug. We're going to bring this Corvette in over this way as well. These guys are actually just chilling up here. I didn't even notice that. They're like just bombarding. Okay, I like it. So this fleet is heading out. That's a 44k fleet strength, and we should probably try to intercept that in Scod. Let's go ahead and grab this. Okay, it's going in now, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it's okay. Man, we're so slow without the jump drive when that's on cooldown. Okay, so that's a 44k fleet there. They are not moving in on Beta Cayley. That is a really good sign. I do want to head in over this way and see about taking out that fleet. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. For the time being, I want to up our edicts again. Volatile explosives we could do as well. We do have some explosives at this point. And then these guys, I want them to come in over here. We'll reinforce that fleet for the time being. Okay, we have attacked over here, and we will win this eventually. Assuming we don't lose all of our offspring class. But it should be fine, in theory. We have additional reinforcements on the way as well. These guys still just sitting here? Yes, they are. And we're going to jump over in a couple of days. Cool. We're heading into Scod here. It's a little bit spicy that we are only at 6 offspring class Corvettes. But we'll see how this goes. Actually, they're heading off over this way. We're not going to catch them immediately. So that's fine. Have we not taken Ogma yet? Okay, now we're taking it. Good. It's not quite done yet. There we go. So what's on this? That's just a bastion? Okay, cool. We're going to head into Grassy Star. This is a similarly strengthed one, actually. We should head up over here, maybe? We only have the 1 offspring class here. We need to repair and bring in reinforcements. Okay. We're about to run out of energy credits again. We can sell off a few alloys, actually. That'll keep us going for a while, as well as a little bit of food here. Okay. Checking in over this way, things look decent for now, but they are accumulating quite a lot of force over here. We will continue to reinforce this fleet.
Technology conceived.
We're broadly similar, but we're not quite there yet. Flak artillery has finished up. We'll grab advanced strike craft for right now. Okay. Quantum catapult. Sure, that's off over, or at least there is one over here. I don't know that that's the quantum catapult. We're fighting these guys and winning, as expected. Cool. So that fleet's good to go. At this point, we're going to take back this territory over here and see about... I don't love attacking that. The Lycian League has 3 fleets here, and they are actually preparing to go right now. The 4th is right here. And I don't know where it's thinking about going. But we could have the 4th come in and reinforce over here. With the Glolindis coming up from behind. That's quite the name. But yeah, we could do something like that. They're going to go in right now, and to that end, I would kind of like to back off this fleet, I think. Well, this is a 19.7K, and it does have offspring on it. These guys are on jump drive cooldown. They'll arrive here in 77 days. This is going to be spicy. We're on jump drive cooldown here for 15 days. Okay. This is going to hurt. Five more days here. We're probably going to end up losing this fleet. Oh, and we don't have a leader here? I thought I had put one in here. That's my bad, if not. Okay. So these guys are definitely substantially weakened. Do we have enough force here to actually deal with them? I feel like we do. But we need to get there, like, now. So we're going to head on up. And yeah, this force is taking extremely heavy damage. We knew that that would happen. Last offspring ship defeated there. Yep, that was fully expected. And we're going to jump drive in 5 days. Actually, we should hold off on that timing. We're going to have to wait. We have to give this up. It is what it is. What do they do from here? That's the question. Do they split up? Do they sit here? What's their plan? There's this fleet up here that's a problem, for sure. Checking in over here, these guys are... They have a pretty good fleet concentration here. We're going to continue to reinforce over this way. The 33rd, at this point, we're going to go hit Grassy Star. And hope that that single offspring ship that's still there doesn't get defeated. We have to wait. We have to get more offspring ships here. There's no way around it. We're going to build good old-fashioned offspring corvettes here, and a bunch of them. We can't spend our alloys right now through the ship interface. It's pretty irritating, honestly. So what are they going to do here? This fleet is moving off towards Beta Caeli. It can defeat Beta Caeli. That's fine. These two are staying put. So they're splitting up. This is a mistake on their part. We did just get energy weapon damage here. We can take, I think, plasma cannons for now, get that out of the way. But I do want to drop our edicts for the time being. We definitely need to do that. We are currently running a shortage of volatile motes, which will go away. Yeah, these two fleets are just sitting here. This fleet is pushing out. That's fine. Okay, so these destroyers are going to finish up here, and we'll start pumping out those offspring corvettes. We really need to get offspring corvettes into this thing. That's our main problem right now, is we can't build offspring ships. With this button, anyway. We have to manually build them. Definitely irritating, no doubt about that. These guys could push in over here, I feel like. We're going to continue reinforcing this. If they want to just sit here, I'm okay with that. I'm not going to stop them. I mean, these guys are now heading southward. So we're going to head in over here, take that station back. Okay, and we'll just chill here. Okay, our reinforcements are on the way in. These guys are not doing too much up over here. The Ceramo are pretty thoroughly defeated at this point. We have a couple of Offspring-class ships here. We need to get a bunch more constructed. So we're just waiting on those. We have a couple of Cleganators going to finish up first. For now, that's okay. Are these guys heading back into Hasela? No. I want to come down and eliminate this fleet in Beta Aquilae. I feel like that'll be good. Our shortage of volatile motes should go away. And eventually, we'll have enough over here. That's 4 corvettes. That's probably good enough. But we'll head on over. We'll see if that's good enough. So we're going to attack this fleet here. This should not be a problem. Unless we lose all of our Offspring corvettes, I suppose. Which is a possibility, but we'll see what happens. Okay, cool. Looks like we win that easily. And they retreat. Fantastic. Okay, so we've got these 2 fleets here. I don't think we care about those right now. I'm going to take these guys back up this way, and the Glolindis will head to Lidugena for now. If these guys are retreating, that's fine by me. Okay, additional Offspring corvettes can come on in. These will all merge together. So we currently only have the 1 Offspring class corvette here, but we're going to have a bunch more. We'll continue to reinforce what we can. Looking out over this way, these guys are still just chilling here. I really think that they could take Pesh. It would hurt them, for sure. But I really do think that they could do it. Now, we've got the Blarp here, and that's going to move on in. We've got the 56th over here, of course. These guys grouped together. Well, they aren't actually able to merge. And the 33rd is repairing still. Okay. I'm wondering if these guys would be willing to status quo soon. I mean, we would give up a little territory over here that we don't really care about, but I do want to get the Ceramo focused on. Like, we need to free up a few resources. And the Tebazoid Corporation are preparing to declare on us, because of course they are. Now, if I recall correctly, the Tebazoid Corporation is like down over here, which isn't that big of a deal. We're not too worried about them right now. I'm going to set this construction ship to automatic construction for the time being. That's a new feature in the latest patch. We're going to get all of these guys grouped together, and the 33rd now has 5 out of 6 Offspring class, with more on the way. So now we're going to head up in here, and that should be fine. Get that eliminated. Okay. We're out of energy credits. That is, of course, an ongoing, constant problem at this point. We're going to sell off a few exotic gases and a few rare crystals as well. That'll keep us afloat for a bit. And the 4th really does need to make its way up over this way and get all of this cleaned up. We're going to attack Elnath here, and we should have no problem. We will continue to reinforce our fleets. This new fleet here needs to be disbanded. There we go. And there's a lot of these fleets that need to be cleaned up a bit. Okay. So we're going to eliminate this station pretty quickly here. All we needed is a little bit of time. But no, the AI is going super ham right now. They're just constantly declaring on us. Well, we should have no problem defeating this station, in theory. Yeah, that'll go away eventually. They're moving around up here, which is fully expected. We're going to move up to Scod once we can. Now, they've attacked us in Beta Caeli. That's unsurprising, but we're going to make our way over this direction and reinforce this fleet a bit. We should be able to defeat that force once we get there, but that'll take time. Which is kind of the thing that we don't have, because the AI is just constantly attacking on, like, all fronts. But this is okay. We're holding out for now. We are going to have to do something about this situation up here. But for now, I want to eliminate this shipyard. That's our current goal over here. And we have Elnath under our control now, so we can come out over this way, land on Gentle Winds. And then we can go into Grassy Star here, after reinforcing that fleet. Cool. So we're heading down to Beta Aquila, and then we're going to be able to dedicate a second fleet to this front defense, which will be very convenient. They're going to be cut off here, and Grassy Star is 24.6k. Sounds good. We're 28.6k. In theory, we've got enough, especially with these reinforcements behind. But how far behind? Not that far behind, really. Okay. So we're going to head on in, take this back. This is, of course, a recovery that we had previously. Actually, we could just jump drive these guys up here. That would be fine. Go ahead and jump drive and land on Gentle Winds. We're going into Beta Aquila now. These guys are splitting up. I love it. That is really good for us. How are things going over on this front? Okay. These guys are still just chilling. I love it.
Technology conceived.
Okay, so we're attacking Grassy Star here, and how is that going? Mediocre is the answer, but the reinforcements are streaming in. Production from jobs, that's great. And we are going to go for, I think, Starbase Cap at this point. There we go. They have a lot of armies here that are trying to soak some damage, but we're just focusing on that station, and it should eventually die. I hope. Boy, I hope we win this. We're having a really hard time, and I think it's because we're shooting at the armies. I'm pretty sure that's the problem here. But we don't have any way to control that. We'll see what ends up happening. We're going to head down to Beta Caeli and see about eliminating this fleet. Hopefully we win this. We're getting there. But it's painful. That's for sure. It's very, very painful. Okay, how are things going up over this way? We need to head into Pharathon and into Pithora. Sounds good. Out over here, things are looking okay. We can take these menacing corvettes down to Pesh. That'll be fine. We've got them down to about 25%. Not quite 25%, actually. And their hit ratio is quite high. Man, this is tough. Okay. So we're hitting in Beta Aquila, and they did retreat. So we won that. Cool. We're going to attack Beta Caeli, and then they've got this fleet behind our lines, which for the moment is fine. We are, of course, going to reinforce this fleet. Okay, checking in at Grassy Star here. Okay. Any moment now. Man, I really dislike that regeneration during combat that they have going on in these last couple of patches. I don't know. I feel like it shouldn't regenerate during combat, especially since the tooltip literally says that it will repair itself when not under attack, but okay. We're gonna win this. It's painful. It is certainly painful. Actually, we might not win this. We don't win it. Wow. We'll retreat. Get out of there. There's no route. What are these guys doing? Where are they? Get out of there. Okay. Yeah, we didn't win that. And that was just, I think, bad rolls, honestly. I really do think that. And the fact that it regenerates. We would have easily won that if it didn't regenerate. But here we are. And we'll just eliminate this station as well, I hope. We're doing a lot more damage to it, in theory. Emphasis on the in theory. But that Perdition Beam doing work. So that's good. Are the armies shooting back? No, the armies don't, but your guys can shoot at the armies, which is problematic. And the Lycian is back over here, of course. Well, we're just going to continue to reinforce, and, I mean, at a certain point, we're going to have to... We may just have to status quo the Saramo at this point. I really, really don't want to. We have gotten a lot of territory from them, though. And I think we have to get out of that war. Because we need to focus on our other wars. And we've got another one brewing behind this. So we'll get out of that. We'll not have to worry about this anymore. So now the 4th can start making its way down over this way. These guys still can't actually get out of here, which is very strange. But we're just going to send them back to Piscus via jump drive. I guess that's fine. And we will win this battle here.
Enemy nest taken.
But we need to reinforce our fleets badly. Okay, so we've taken Elnath. So that's all well and good. Where are some of these locations? I think that some of them are not ours. Okay. So we're down to 1 war for now until these guys get around to declaring. Actually, that went away. Maybe they're no longer planning to. Interesting. So when is this fleet going to be back? That is going to be in 2 months. That's not too bad. These guys are going to be able to move down pretty quickly. And that's good, because we need them down here. We need an offspring nest over here. That was a moat harvesting trap, which is okay, but we need the offspring nest too. These guys need to be reinforced. That is reinforcing heavily in alloys, which I really like. Okay, we'll group all of these together for the time being. This fleet is a bit of a problem for us, but more than anything, it's these over here. We can get all this back, though. That's not a problem. These guys are going to make their way down over here in just 60 days, so that's great. Now, they don't have any offspring corvettes. So that's definitely something to consider. We've not been attacked over here. It seems like they're deeply disinterested in attacking here. I like it. We're missing an offspring here, but we got that already. Okay. So they are off over this direction. For now, that's fine. We're moving the 4th down to here. And we are repairing and refitting over here. So the Glolindus is going to need to move up over this direction. Yeah, these guys are moving in here. We'll continue to reinforce this as long as we get here before this dies, which we should. As long as we get there before that dies, we can use the offspring outlook there. So that'll be fine, and now we don't have to worry about them returning these back to the Saramo. So that'll be helpful too. The 33rd is back over here now. We'll get all of these grouped together. And the 33rd will, of course, need to be reinforced. Ah, that's reinforcing with alloys. I like it. Okay, so they're attacking over here. How far away are we? 31 days still. Okay. That's a lot of days. This is 118 days, though. I think we're fine here. I don't think they're going to wipe out the station before we get there. I hope. Okay. We are tearing into them now. All is good. Fantastic. No problem whatsoever here. But we don't have offspring here, so we need to leave these guys at this station to defend this. Now, the Glolindis here, I'm going to send them up over this direction for right now. Have you tried asking them nicely to stop attacking? Unfortunately, we can't. We are not able to engage in diplomacy with other species because they are too delicious. So we can't ask them nicely. Are they going to just bombard here? Is that what's happening? That's what's happening. I love it. That's really, really good. Okay, so we lost our society researcher, and we should get a new one. This guy will work. This fleet might attack up this way. That's fine if they do. Okay. These guys are still just chilling right here. What have we got for offspring here? Not a whole lot. Okay. We need to continue to reinforce. These guys are now repaired. We can send them up over this way to intercept this fleet, and I absolutely want to do so. How's this fleet doing? Poorly. Okay. It'll have some reinforcements coming in eventually.
Conceived.
But we're going to head up this direction, take back this territory for now. Technology is done. That's an advanced strike craft. We're going to go for, I think, autocannons. Just get that done. I'd like to get all of the non-repeatable techs done as soon as we can. So these guys are heading up to Luthlia, as expected. We will be arriving there fairly soon due to the hyper relay, but, I mean, we're only at 20k fleet strength because of the fact that we have no offspring class here. We do have offspring class on the way from the Vidirian station up here. But they're not there yet. And for now, we're just going to wait here, I think. Like, just wait at this hyper relay. Oh, I don't have them selected. Okay, just wait at the hyper relay. I don't want to fight these guys without offspring. Okay. We can also... That fleet is at full strength, so that one's good to go. We can also continue to reinforce these fleets a bit. And once the offspring arrive here, that should be good. Looking over at this situation, that's fine for now. They're just chilling. I'm completely okay with this. So we have one offspring corvette here, and the rest of these are just kind of not enough. I do definitely want to attack this station, but we know that we need a lot more. This fleet, in combination with this fleet, would likely do the trick. We could move this fleet around to Saramor. Something like that, and have them ready to join up. That might not be the worst idea. But we're largely waiting for reinforcements to arrive in various locations at this point. We're going to run out of energy credits again, and we're going to sell off some food to stave that off for a little bit. They're going to head up here. That's fine. There's not much we can do about that at this exact moment. The 35th should definitely come down over here. But overall, we seem to have this reasonably under control. So that's great. We have a bunch more menacing corvettes coming in here. But none of those are offspring. Okay. We will continue to reinforce as much as our minerals allow. And one thing that I would like to do, potentially, I want to at least look into it. Mining subsidies. That's too expensive. Never mind. We're not going to do it. Not right now, anyway. Eventually, perhaps. But not at this exact moment. So no one's currently preparing to declare on us. That is a very big deal. We will continue to reinforce as best we can. And we'll take back some of this territory over here. No problem whatsoever there. We'll arrive up over this way soon enough. We're definitely getting into the late game lag, though. There's no doubt about that. Things are starting to slow down on that front. So naturally, that means that we need to eliminate some of these guys. Okay, it looks like they might be thinking about attacking Beta Caeli, but maybe not, actually. Not yet. They likely will in the future. These guys have backed off, so we're going to take the 4th and have them move up here, take this territory back. That'll be fine. And we'll have absolutely no problem eliminating this station, of course. We missed our Perdition Beam. That's unfortunate. Okay. These guys are heading towards the Hyper Relay, but it doesn't connect to anything that they control. That's interesting. When will the Galilindis arrive here? 71 days and 36 days, so we definitely want to hold off on that. Okay. Where can they go through the Hyper Relay?
Technology conceived.
They're definitely going for the Hyper Relay there. Well, let's go for energy credits from jobs. We obviously need that because we are at no energy credits right now. We're going to back off a little bit on our rare resources here just to keep us going. Now they've turned around. Still an estimated 72 days over here. These guys have their jump drive up, so that's not anything to do with it. 50 days now. Okay. We're going to jump the 33rd in. Actually, I changed my mind. Stop that. We're going to jump the 33rd in shortly. Now, actually. Head on in. Okay, we'll eliminate this fleet here. These guys have taken back this location. The 4th is, of course, going to head up here as well. Okay. Reinforcements have arrived. And we will defeat this fleet. Cool. Eventually. There we go. Maybe. They haven't retreated yet. We're focusing on the station now for some reason. But sure, I guess the station will die. There we go. And now we can turn around on the fleet.
Technology conceived.
Okay, we just got ourselves auto cannons. We can go for, like, mineral purification hubs. That probably wouldn't be the worst idea. Okay. At this point, we've got that back. I want these guys to come up to Grassy Star. I want this gone. That'll be fine. These guys might come up over this way and attack. But we can take out this station, no problem. And now we're going to head back over this way. Mostly hyper relays, meaning we get there quickly. Cool. What are we short on? Energy credits? Okay, that'll go away. Let's continue to replenish our ships. We do have somebody preparing against us again. The Barkalid Republic. Now that's these guys again. Okay. I'm not concerned if we give up any territory over here. Or, for that matter, this territory over here. I just want to get Grassy Star back. That's most of what I want right now. So these guys are heading on in. We should definitely have these guys hold off here until the additional fleet arrives. There we go. Now they can go in. Did we lose our Titan? We lost our Titan. That's a little sad. But we're going to take out this station. They backed off fully over here. So we could go for something kind of like this. That would be interesting. Yeah, I like it. So we're going to eliminate this station eventually. We're fighting their armies right now, which isn't great, but we're going to chip through their shieldage. And we're going to chip through their armor pretty quickly, too. This is going much better than our previous attempt, anyway. And now we're working on their hull. There we go. So we should have that done very soon here. They're backing off over this way. We're just shorted on energy credits. That'll go away soon-ish. Just need this station. Any moment now. I hope. Yeah, this is going down a lot faster, so this will be fine. But we're definitely taking losses. It's to be expected. Okay. There we go. There's that all cleaned up. These guys can head down to Beta Cayley now. We're going to move in our transport fleet, and that is going to, of course, land on Grassy World. This is a bit of a visual bug there. I wonder if that's going to go away. Apparently not. That's going to be a little annoying. I'm not going to lie. We're on Iron Man, so when the next autosave happens, I'll try reloading the game to see if this visual bug will go away. If not, I may have to restart the game during the break, which isn't the end of the world. So they have a fleet coming out over this way. This fleet should be able to handle it. Okay, there should be an autosave, I think, on January 1st, if I recall correctly. And these guys are entering the hyperlane now, so they will land here very soon. Let's go ahead and continue reinforcing our fleets. That's definitely irritating. But let's see if that autosave comes in. Yep, there it is. Okay, so there's the autosave. Let's try reloading the game. To do that, we'll actually have to exit to the menu. But I have a feeling that this is irritating enough that we should do it. So let's hop out to the menu here real quick. Yes, I'm aware of this. And then we're going to load right back into it. And that should cause that visual bug to go away. In theory. Hopefully. Any moment now. Nope. It's still there. Okay, so I guess I'm going to have to do a full game restart. That is a little bit exciting. Okay, let me just pop over to the empty view here, and I'm just going to do a full game restart. We're going to get back into it. I don't want to have that there for like the next 45 minutes before I go on break. So we're just going to restart this here. I clicked play instead of resume. Okay, that's a little bit unfortunate, but we'll get back into this in a moment. There we go. So we're loading this back up, and hopefully that'll fix it. Hopefully it's not somehow polluting the save. I don't understand how that would happen, but hopefully that's not the case. Okay, what do we got here? Well, we're preparing game. Any moment now. There we go. And the visual bug is gone. I like it. So we're going to hop on down over this way. Of course, we have some Starfleets here that we need to work on. But for right now, we're going to bump back up to fastest speed. And this is all good. Cool. So we're going to be landing on Grassy World very soon. Once we land on Grassy World, at that point we're okay with status quoing this. After we have that taken over. So it'll take a little bit here, but we'll have no real problem with that. Do we have leadership here? We do. Okay, that looks good.
Our hive is under attack.
Oh, they've actually attacked us up here. Okay, so with that in mind, we are going to turn on all of our edicts. There we go. And get ourselves just as much as we possibly can in terms of battle power here. And we're going to try fighting them. We just need to buy a little bit of time here. Specifically, enough time to invade Grassy World. Oh, they're actually not okay with the status quo. Never mind, we can't actually do that. That makes me sad. They don't have enough war exhaustion, apparently. They've got 2 fleets here, and yeah, we're losing small fleets here. They're going to take huge amounts of damage from this. Although they may win in the end. They likely will, actually. We knew that they probably could take this.
Our swarm is lost.
Yeah, so that's fine.
Our swarm is lost.
Again, we knew that that was very likely going to be the case.
Our space hive is lost.
Yep. They could do that anytime. The fact that they waited as long as they did was really good for us. So the question now becomes... They did not take hardly any damage. I really expected them to take more damage than that. We must have rolled exceptionally poorly there. Like, ludicrously so. They should have won, but they should have taken a little more damage than that, I would think. So we need to come out over this direction, try to fight this fleet. And they're attacking Beta Caeli. That's not going to go well for them. They're going to lose that. But we definitely need to start building another fleet over here. So we're going to build a bunch of Offspring Corvettes here from our capital. How many is this? We're going to build like 20. Okay. And then a bunch of Menacing Corvettes as well. We're going to need another fleet to deal with these guys. They'll likely split up over here, so that's good. They did move in with another fleet over here, but we're moving in ourselves. At this point. I'm thinking about jump driving over to Beta Caeli in order to fight them here. Yeah, let's do it. Let's jump drive over, get everything grouped together. That'll be fine. And then in Kithbalos, we're going to continue queuing up Menacing class Corvettes. Of course, the Offspring Corvettes take a lot longer to build than Menacing, but that's fine. We have jump drived here, and we're going to fight these guys. We're going to have to push back this force over here eventually, although currently it's fine. Okay, so we are going to fight these guys and do a lot of damage to them, in fact.
Enemy nest taken.
Okay, that's Grassy World under our control. That's fantastic. Now, as far as this up here goes, we can see we only have the 6 Offspring class Corvettes currently. We're going to build another 6, so it will be done very soon. We're going to continue queuing up Menacing Corvettes here. So we're going to be done with the Offspring class soon, in about a month. These guys have indeed split up, but they're jumping over now. Yeah, so these guys are heading this direction, which is fine. Minus 48 still. Wow, okay. So they're really not into this status quo. Mostly due to relative Navy strength. I mean, we can continue to produce ships, though, is the thing. So that's fine. Once we're done with our Offsprings here, the Menacings will produce incredibly quickly. We've actually still got another round of Offsprings to go here, but that's fine. Okay, so they have multiple fleets out over this way. We need to take the 4th up over here. The other fleets are going to chill here for the moment and work on replenishing. And of course, we will continue to get Menacing Corvettes over here. Those Offspring class will be done soon-ish. We're going to start moving these guys over to here so that we can oppose some of these guys. But we can see that they're splitting up, and that's great. So these guys made their way in here already, which is a little annoying. Like, honestly, I really wish they'd let us just fight one more at a time. That would be really nice. But we need to get out of this war as soon as we can, because there's already another on the horizon. So that's okay, I guess. Or as okay as it's gonna be. We can pump out the menacing corvettes very quickly now. And very cheaply as well. So we're just going to queue up a bunch of these for the time being. And that's their 58k fleet. So, I mean, we really do need to get a lot more ships here. They are on their way. We're on our way up here. And I'd love to catch this fleet. And it looks like we did. We did catch them. So that's great. Assuming that we don't lose all of our offspring ships, which at this point, I wouldn't be surprised about. We've been having some really, really bad luck in these fights, that's for sure. I do think that we should grab cruiser hull points. That's a good one. And let's just see about eliminating these guys. We've done some decent damage to them.
Sense hostile swarm.
Okay. For now, we're okay over this way, and these guys are chilling here for the moment. We actually have to continue retreating. We're going to give ourselves a little bit more space here. We're just going to head back over here, continue to pump out the menacing class corvettes. I also want to buy in more minerals at this point. So we're going to sell off alloys in order to buy in minerals. We're going to buy 5,000 of them, and we're going to have to sell off a few dark matter as well to keep us afloat in terms of energy credits. But we're going to queue up roughly 1 million menacing class corvettes here. And we can just pump those out. So we're just going to give up a little territory here, and then once this fleet comes online, then we're going to be able to attack these guys. Hopefully they'll split up even more. Okay. Come take this station, please. Thank you. We'll continue to reinforce that fleet, and then we'll come down over here. That fleet isn't very scary.
Enemies occupy our west.
These guys are merging, yes. And these guys are definitely splitting up a bit, but not as much as I'd like. We need to merge all these together. Is sniping offspring ships something that can be done? It seems like a fairly big Achilles heel. So it is a big Achilles heel, but it's not something that can be directly targeted. It's just RNG, whether your offspring ships die or not. That's all it is RNG. So we're going to get this fleet merged together. There we go. And we are going to bump up our menacing corvettes up to 115 and work on reinforcing. We're making a bunch of them here, but not nearly enough. We need to move one of these fleets over. So we're going to take the 33rd, and we're going to start moving that fleet towards Kithvalos. That'll take it a little bit of time to get there. We may want to consider jump driving this portion, but for now we're going to go this way without jump driving. And then the Glolindis here should be able to defend in Beta Caeli. And in theory, the 4th can defend up over here. That's the idea. Okay. So we're going to push down over this way and hope to catch this fleet, but they're heading up this direction, so they're probably going to attack up this way, actually. We may want to backtrack and head that way. The Rolger is just kind of chilling. It does need leadership, and we will put in, say, evasion is probably good here. There he came in. Just a little laggy. We're at 0 energy credits right now. That is a problem. We're getting stretched extremely thin, resource-wise, at this point. We've been at war for like a solid 100 years, and it's all been defensive. I want the AI to lighten up a little bit. That would be awful nice. We'll continue to reinforce this fleet. And yeah, these guys are heading back to respond to this situation. They'll arrive there eventually. They did split up their fleets a little bit. That is good. But we are not prepared with this fleet yet. We can sell off a little bit more food to keep us afloat, but this is making barely anything at this point. We actually don't need to buy exotic gases anymore. We're going to back off on that. Okay. They're at minus 33 for the status quo. At this point, we can push back out since they've backed off a little.
We sense a hostile swarm.
Oh yeah, there's lots of those. Okay. So yeah, these guys are up over here. We're going to head to Lucia, and we'll be able to defend that, no real problem. This fleet is where we need to be sending most of our reinforcements to. So that's 4,300. Barcalid Republic does have some ships over here. Okay. The question is, would we be willing to status quo right now? Honestly, we need time to get our fleets rebuilt badly. That's what we need more than anything right now, is time. And if I could status quo right now, I would. We're going to take Delta Sulphi back.
Crushing a hostile hive.
Any moment now. There we go. Cool. We've got our upgraded ships here, which is good. I would also like to come into our ship designs and get some more upgrades in here. So we know that we have the level 4 railguns. We still haven't gotten level 5 railguns, which is kind of wild to me. But we can go for tachyon sensors here for the cruisers. We probably want to drop off these guys and put in shield capacitors instead. There we go. And then for battleships, same thing. Shield capacitors instead. Level 4. There we go. For Titans, this should be good as is. A little heavy on the proton launchers. Maybe we drop a couple of those off and put in, like, plasma cannons to... well, those are also bad against shields. Put in, like, advanced railguns. That would be fine. But we're building a ship of that design, so we can't actually do that. For the menacing destroyers, we're not using those or the menacing cruisers. Menacing corvettes, yep, this is okay. We definitely want level 4 sensors, and advanced afterburners are fine for those. And we've already done these, so that should... Actually, no, we haven't. We have not done the offspring battleships and cruisers and... Yeah. Advanced strikecraft. Are these better than the Amoeba Flagella at this point? Possibly. I think we'll go for it. So we'll get that done, and then the destroyers are fine. Yeah. Okay. So that's all good. We need to continue to reinforce this fleet. That is of vital importance. No, I don't want a Cleganator. That is of vital importance. We could attack this fleet here. We would have the strength to win. So let's do it. If we can fight a fleet separate, that's a huge deal. We absolutely do that. As far as this over here goes, this looks fine. I'd like to continue to reinforce that fleet. That's only alloys, so that looks good. This fleet is at full strength. This fleet needs to be reinforced. We can spend some alloys to work on that. Cool. And we're going to go in over here, and we're going to land right next to them, which is really good for our range. And there's the Barcalid Republic. Every time we're about to get into peace, they declare, or another AI declares on us. I have to admit that's annoying. That is pretty annoying. Okay, so we're going to win this fight, in theory. Okay, so where are the Barcalid fleets at? I mean, we know they had some over here. Okay, so we'll eliminate this fleet here. That's not a problem. There we go. These guys are then going to back off to Kithalos again and work to upgrade and reinforce their fleet. Okay, so that's Barcalid there. Still minus 30 reasons on this. That's insane. Okay. Like, they can't actually win it. It's just the AI declaring 1,000,000 wars because all of the other AI are declaring wars. That's the only thing that's happening here, really. So at this point, we do need to get more energy credits. We will sell off a little bit of food. And we need to continue to reinforce this fleet. But this fleet will arrive over here eventually. So the 33rd is on their way over to Piscus, and they'll arrive there in just a few days. They're taking the Hyperrail network. And we don't actually have a shortage of energy credits right now, but we should back off on our number of stations. We can definitely get rid of the Grassy Star station and the Elnath station and the Ogma station. And this station as well. That puts us down to 27 of 27, which I'm hoping will put us positive in energy credits. We'll see if that happens. Yes. Beautiful. The next question is, what happens if we drop capacity subsidies and go for mining subsidies? What does that look like? We'll see. On the month tick, we'll find out. These guys are heading over this way now. We will also head that way. That fleet's at full strength, and this fleet is not. So we could definitely reinforce this fleet. Okay, that looks decent. Although I feel like we're not really getting anything from that because we don't really have mining jobs. So that's not really useful. We could go for the capacity subsidies and buy the minerals. That might be a little bit better for us. So we're going to be in Piscus shortly here. These guys are on their way back. Okay. Go ahead and reinforce. There, or rather, not reinforce. Upgrade. That's the word I'm looking for. Now we're going to bring these guys back out to Delta Cephei. And the question is, how long before we arrive here? Not long is the answer. They have multiple fleets attacking multiple areas, but that's okay. For now, we just need to hold on that front. It's this front I want to push back in on before we peace out. One of the AI factions is gone, so that's fine. Okay. What else do we need to reinforce this thing? I mean, a bunch more minerals is mostly what it needs to be. There's a lot of stuff going on over here. The 33rd is now going to jump drive up to Tem. Oh, we can't quite reach Tem. That's sad. So it'll have to be to Pabma. Okay. So we're going to jump drive up to Pabma, and then we'll go to Kithvalas. Looks good. I really do want to get out of this war here. This one, we're of course not going to get out of anytime soon. We need to chase some of these guys down, and I would love to chase down this fleet right now. Let's head in. I would also love to... Let's see. These guys... Yeah, this doesn't matter to us. We don't care about any of these malices. We accept. Looks good. Cannot afford to reinforce fleet. Oh, did it... I think it used the minings... or the minerals up over here. That's okay for now. So we're going to come on in over this way, and I would love to take out this fleet. And I believe we will succeed. Well, we're going to hit the station. They might get out. No, we got it. Cool. So we're going to take out another fleet here. But there's a lot over here. These guys are going to make their way to Kithvalas. And we are fighting here, but we should win. Eventually, we'll get peace. Eventually. This is actually getting close to, I think, 150 years of nothing but defensive wars. Just constant. So, I mean, we're going to eliminate their forces here. They have very little left. There we go. And the Starfleet here, we definitely want to reinforce. Okay. So the Rolger is going to chill over here, if I can get through the autosave. There we go. We're just going to chill there and continue to reinforce them. while we bring up our reinforcements here.
Enemies occupy our west.
Yeah, they're going to attack up over this way. There's not a lot we can do about it right now. We'll get there. So these guys are up over this way, probably planning to attack Eleuthia. We'll make our way there. These fleets are both good to go, and we just want to hold this position for right now there. We'll arrive in Kithvalos, and we do need a little bit more minerals. I'm going to buy in 1,000 more right now, and we're going to reinforce this fleet. Okay. A bunch of offspring and menacing corvettes being built at the moment. There is a small fleet down over here that I would love to attack. We're going to head in. We need to get any scraps of war exhaustion that we can right now. So that'll be great.
We sense a hostile swarm.
These guys are just chilling down over here for the moment. We should be able to get them eventually. But yeah, this is our primary issue right now, and we are bringing reinforcements in. We're going to continue to bring these guys down over this way. We do have offspring corvettes here. Okay, that's about a 30k fleet. And we are going to take out these guys. We do have a science ship over here, and I'm going to jump drive it up this way. We have no way to research it right now, but we're going to jump drive it. Cool. And then we're going to park right here and await reinforcements. The 33rd will move up soon. That will also park there. It'll arrive there in 124 days, apparently. It'll be a little faster than that, though. Okay, so we're just going to continue to reinforce. Our science ship is going to research these projects behind the enemy line. And of course, we're going to need to get up over this way eventually, but for right now, we just need to stop the bleeding. So that'll be fine. We're going to put alloys into this fleet. Looks good. Now we could head up over this direction and split up our fleets, but I think that's a bad idea. I think I want to keep our fleets together. There we go. How is your war exhaustion not crippling after 150 years? So in Stellaris, war exhaustion is actually for each individual war. 11% here and 0%, and we get a lot less war exhaustion because we are a crisis of spirit. If you go into, it was one of these, this one, relentless aggression, war exhaustion gain minus 75%. Hello, console. You're completely useless in an Iron Man game. Okay, so we're gonna head up over this way soon enough. I would love to attack this fleet, but we're gonna need to wait for our reinforcements to get here for sure. We will continue to reinforce here. And these guys are all going to the 33rd. Okay, that's a ways out. Sure. So we got this back. The 4th is going to move back to Fiddleham. And from there, we'll just keep an eye on holding this where it's at. So there are 15 reasons from a status quo at this point. Cool. We'll arrive over here in 2 days. Fantastic. That's spending only minerals, so I want to spend the minerals in this fleet. There we go. Cool. So we've now got about 80k fleet strength here. And there will be more. We're missing an offspring nest over here, apparently. Okay, we'll need to wait for the month tick to actually do that. But I want to go into Bulthor. And we do have a tradition available. So, Starbase upkeep reduction, that would be pretty good. Actually, that'd be really good. We're going to take that. Our Starbase upkeep is currently like 500. So, reducing that by 20% is huge. Okay, we're going to grab this back. Okay, that was not what I wanted to look at, but sure. So they're back over this way now, so we move back to here. Cool. So this will, of course, be no problem to take this back. There we go. And next we're going to want to take Roman. This is actually of vital importance. This cuts them off from their reinforcements so far. They have no way to get reinforcements after we have Roman. So that's wonderful. We're probably going to want to take Pesh again as well and then backtrack up over this way. So we'll hit that in a moment. Just checking in over this way. That looks good. This offspring nest does need to be queued up. There we go. Okay. So we want to continue to reinforce. These new fleets here, we do not need. We'll clean those up. They are not supposed to exist. All we want is these 4 fleets. And all of them are good to go there, so that is good. I'm actually going to cancel all of these, and we're going to reinforce all. There we go. That gets all of our offspring ships built up. And now all we need is minerals.
We have assimilated knowledge.
Cool. That gives us some Gauss cannon progress. That's actually really good. We haven't had the option for that, and that's insane to me. So we're going to win this fight over here. We're going to lose this Corvette, almost certainly. But we're going to fight these guys as well. And these guys are running away. I love it. So we've got them on the run, kind of. Kind of. And that's a 42,000 fleet. It can take that, but it's okay. Cool. So at this point, I'm going to send this fleet. I don't know why it keeps wanting to scroll up over there, but I'm going to send this fleet down to take Pesh, and then we're going to take the Rolger only. No, I don't want to rename it. The Rolger only up to Benship. Now, they're attacking over here. That's understood. We're going to backtrack and deal with that. Actually, we should send the Rolger to do that now. We're going to send the Rolger back over this way, and we'll go ahead and reinforce that fleet. Its reinforcements will come in. And the 33rd will take Pesh. The primary point behind that is to stop their little onesie reinforcements from getting through here. That's the primary goal there. So in we go, and we're going to grab this real fast, and then we're going to turn around and head back to Tethel as well. Because we need to cut off these fleets up here. That is of vital importance, obviously. Checking in over here, this looks fine. No problem there. The Pesh station is going down. And it is gone. Cool. So we're going to head back to Tethel. In fact, we're going to jump drive to Tethel. We will continue to reinforce this fleet. And there we go. What strengths do they have here? They have about 60k strength. Okay, that should be doable. We should be able to deal with that. These guys will need to get there, but they're about 40 days away, so that's not too bad. We were implicated in a plot. That's kind of hilarious. Okay. These guys, they're going to sit in the center. Actually, I'm thinking here. What are these guys planning to do? Let's have them sit here. Okay. So we're about 42 days away from having our reinforcements here. These guys are all passing through. Entering hyperlane in 1 day. And there we go. So we'll arrive up here in 25 days, and I think that they're not going to attack here, right? They're just chilling. If this fleet leaves, that's really good for us. Okay. I would love it if they had just left. We'll continue to reinforce this fleet over here. And at this point, did they leave? They're going through the hyper relay. Let's go. If the lag lets us. Okay. Our arrival date is going to be a little late. We'll see if we catch them. It's a hard maybe. Actually, yes, we did. That was perfect timing. I love it. That is amazing. So we're going to do a lot of damage to these guys. And that catches one of those fleets out. That's a huge deal. Absolutely huge. Unable to do some construction up over here? Okay. Sure. So, I mean, obviously Pesh is not going to hold to a concerted effort, but it will stop them from getting some of these in. Ah, they came back with their other fleet after we eliminated the previous one. Unfortunately, we weren't in close range for these guys to start with, but it still should be okay. Assuming we don't lose all of our offspring ships.
We have assimilated knowledge.
Okay, that got us some more progress. Good. We do need to sell off our food here, and we'll do some of that. We'll also buy in a few more minerals, whatever we can. There we go. And they have very little left here. Not sure why we're kiting off over this way, but okay. Very strange choice. But we're good. That's 2 fleets eliminated over here. That is such a huge deal. We will continue to reinforce these fleets, but we, at this point, may be able to split up our fleets to take back this territory. So step 1 is obviously take this starbase. Step 2 is to head to Hishma. They have another fleet that just jumped into Hishma, and we'll see about getting that. We have reinforcements flowing in all the time. We're going to have advanced cruiser hulls soon. Not like that's super useful. They did attack up over here. The 4th Starfleet is going to head up over there and deal with that. Okay.
Technology conceived.
So we're heading in here. We're not exactly together, but it's okay. The 2nd fleet is close enough. Should be completely and totally fine, I hope. Unless all of our offspring are in this, I suppose. That would be awkward. But we seem to be fine. This is another fleet that's going to be knocked back to their capital. And significant damage dealt to it. And this is more of our reinforcements. Okay. So there we go. Additional significant damage. And at this point, we can take the Rolger and the 33rd up to this fleet. Let's go. We will continue to reinforce, of course. And checking in over here. We caught this force right here. That's perfect. Very nice. We do require new engineering research, and at this point, we should be able to get Gauss cannons. That is a huge deal. It's insane that it hasn't popped up until now, and it took us actually salvaging Gauss cannons to get it, but here we are. Okay, so here goes another fleet. Another one wiped out. Eventually. They've got the 4 battleships, but that doesn't matter. We have 1 million corvettes, and that's all we need right now. Okay. We're, of course, going to need to continue to reinforce these as best we can, and we're going to send this fleet up to grab these, while the other fleet comes down over this way. Cool.
We have assimilated knowledge.
Now, they still have some fleets up over here, to be sure. But they're a lot weaker now. We will continue to reinforce our fleets. We need about 21,000 minerals at this point. I'm going to sell off alloys. We don't actually need this many. And we are going to sell some zero, some rare crystals, some exotic gases, some food. And there we go. And we're going to use that to buy minerals. How many are we going to get? 4,000. 4,500. Okay. Sounds good to me. Cool. So we're going to get this all chased back. That is absolutely fine. These guys are at 87% war score, or war exhaustion right now. They're still not willing to end this. So these guys need to come back over this way. And at this point, we just need to get these reinforcements in. That is what we need more than anything. They still don't have enough over here to push through Pesh. They will eventually, for sure. Do you not like to watch fleet battles in cinematic mode? I've never actually watched a fleet battle in cinematic mode. Technically, I don't even know how to turn it on. So, that's not a thing I've experienced before. How do you turn it on? We might watch one soon in cinematic mode. We'll reinforce this fleet, and I want to come in and attack these guys. Oh. They just jump drive? They must have jump drived. Interesting. Not sure where to, but we'll go clean these up, I guess. Cool. The Rolger, at this point, I want to bring up over this way. There we go. And checking in over this way, I do want to reinforce this fleet. We will have to have that happen. Okay. So we need to chase these guys back in before we... the Silicon Savants, specifically. We need to chase them back in before we white piece them. Okay, so they must have jump drive down here to deal with Pesh, is the only thing I can imagine. For now, that's okay. We just wanted Pesh to cut off these small fleets so that they couldn't reinforce up this way. We definitely need more minerals. No doubt about that. Speaking of which, let's take a look up here. This is a tech world, and we could definitely put in a research lab here, but I don't want to spend the minerals on that right now. This is a tech world. This is an agro world. Not what we're looking for. This tech world here could be transitioned into a mining world. And we're going to do it. We are going to put in a mineral purification plant. We're going to switch this to a mining world. And we are going to build a mining district here. These agro worlds we still need as agro worlds. This tech world here could theoretically be a mining world as well. We're going to have to wait until the month tick. But there we go. Okay. These guys must have jump drived in here. That's fine. We'll send them down over here. Overall, this looks reasonably under control. I mean, the Mahogany fleet has attacked over here again, which is rude, but, you know, it's fine. I mean, honestly, we could have these guys just patrol this. Like that. That might be better. That's a 26k fleet there. We're going to have the 33rd come back soon. And Theory have awakened psionic abilities. Good for them. We're going to reinforce a few more menacing class ships. And we're going to attack the Bronze Saphir here just as soon as we can. Which is like 32 days. Sounds good. Okay, so we're chasing back these fleets. That is great. Now, they jump drived out again. Okay, that's exciting. I like it. Any thought to putting a section in the playlist tab for the Ethiopia mega campaign? Maybe between the Kerbal playlist and the miscellaneous one. So, I'm actually at the limit of the number of sections that we can have. I would love to have mega campaigns be their own. I might have to combine them together. I'll think about it, but currently that is a limitation of the YouTube channel page. We'll see what we can do though. I agree that a mega campaign section would be good. So now the Mahogany fleet is over here, and they lose this. Okay. That's interesting. The Red fleet isn't going to want to attack these guys. I do want to continue to reinforce over here. And we're going to grab this back and eliminate their army. That's a pretty powerful army, so that's pretty good. Speaking of which, we should be bringing this army up over this way, which we'll go ahead and do. Now, we're not surprised at all that they're bringing some forces, some relatively powerful forces even, over this way. That's fine. Man, it keeps wanting to come up over here when I exit back with E. That's very strange. So we can't attack this force. That is something that we will lose. So we should back off with these guys and head to Menok, and then head over this direction, like so, to be able to reinforce at Pesh. For now, we're going to take these guys to Roman. And that'll be okay. It is, however, time for a break here. So I'm going to go on a quick break, and I will be back in a few minutes. See you guys in a bit.